Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I will be continuing my Building Newcrest series where we take all of the empty lots on Newcrest and build it into a playable town. So without further ado, subscribe if you enjoy and let's get into the video. So today we are building on one of the bigger lots in Newcrest, and this is going to be a family home. So I did something different when making the shell. I literally just did the box method where I made a bunch of boxes because all of my houses are pretty much like even squares. So I decided to go with this. I added a big wraparound porch because, I don't know, I was just like, oh, family home. Like, you want room for activities. This house is interesting. And I apologize in advance for the window situation. It's absolutely atrocious, but it looks good on the inside. It just doesn't look good on the outside. And usually I go for the opposite, but you know, switched it up today, I guess. So this is a very large home. And it also ends up being incredibly colorful somehow. I don't know. But I was trying to figure out how to fit a bunch of bedrooms, a bunch of bathrooms. That last one there is a laundry room. Then I go through and I light it all up. And then I have to actually start thinking about how the heck I'm going to do this. And I had no ideas for the outside at all. So I was like, you know what? We're going to start with this half bath. This like tiniest room in the whole house. This is what we're going to start with right here. So that's what we started with. I put some pretty basic furnishings in it. A little mat that will change color probably like 5 times before we get to the final result. I put a little fun soap on there. And that's kind of where the goofiness of this house began, is with the fun colors that I tried to put in this room. I wanted to do something different than my usual, and it did not end up coming across in this bathroom, but it does come across in most of the other rooms in the house. So the rooms don't look like they go together at all. Like, each room kind of has a theme. Like, this room is kind of like slate. And I ended up going with the high school years windows because I really liked how they looked. But what I did differently from my normal builds is, instead of putting all the windows on the outside first and figuring out where I liked them there, I placed windows as I furnished the inside. So the windows look good on the inside, but not as much on the outside. It just gets worse as it goes on, but I'm adding some archways to what will be the kitchen and dining area. The cabinets all are pretty neutral for this, so you're thinking like, where could this go wrong? And where it started going interesting was with the choice of bar stools. That orange accent is really going to come through. And it caused me to decide, hey, why don't we just pick a color for every room? And the kitchen is orange. I hate orange. I never use orange, ever. I started with this one, and then I was like, ooh, this one's more orange. I'm just going to lean into it. So now the bar stools match the wall. And I don't know why that happened, but placed some things on that counter. I didn't do too many decorations because I want it to be functional, and popped a window right there. And then I thought about it from the outside a little bit there, and I did pop 2, even though it looks weird from the inside. And then the curtains are another thing where the fun colors really just come through. These ones look more timid compared to the later ones. And then I put a massive art piece just because I wanted to take up space on that wall. I did not want this house to take me all day to figure out. For this dining room, the first thing that I knew I wanted was one of those like little china cabinets for that corner there. And also, due to that, that means there's no windows in the entire dining room. Oops, sorry, that's just how it ended up being. So then chairs. And this is where the next accent color comes in. We are yellow for the dining room. So trying to find a wallpaper that I liked that was kind of yellowy was interesting. I ended up going with the Pets one, and it is just completely yellow. At this point, I also realized that I had flooring in absolutely 0 rooms. So put that there. We put some fruit pictures on the wall next to the big one because I thought it was cute. Then I needed a space filler, so the bug picture it is. Then, for some reason, I go back to the entryway. I don't entirely know why, but we're in the entryway now. And this one was gonna be blue, and then I changed it because I saw this yellow and green one. I popped a little coat rack there and then started messing around with some decorations. That hand right in the middle of the table, don't ask questions. I don't know why it's there. It's just there. And then we got the little blue and yellow flower as well. My thought was that it would start to bring in a different color, but also tie in the blue and orange from the kitchen and the dining room. So then, as you can see, this main area is blue. Very blue. So I changed the color of the stairs to match the wood tone of the archways and such. And now this is the formal living room, or like the family room, I guess. And I went with the little sectional couches. This all shifts in a little bit. It doesn't stay right here, but really leaned into the whole blue situation here. The couches are blue, the fireplace is blue, the rug is blue, everything is blue, and there is a statue on the fireplace. Then I realized I forgot windows in the entryway. So we put more windows there, and it's just yelling at me because your Sims can jump out them if there's a patio underneath, and there is no patio, so it's just warning me that it's not functional. And now with those windows, I realized I had to shift everything over. So I shifted everything over because that's just what you do. Then some very potent curtains. I put a plant in the tiny corner because I didn't know what to do, and added French doors on the back. I also apologize if this hurts anyone's eyes. This one took me much longer to build, so I sped it up more, or the video would have been 40 minutes long of just me speed building this house. So I had to speed it up, I think, to 5 times speed instead of 3 times, so it's kind of jumpy and fast, but you know, we deal with it. I'm trying to find a plant for the upstairs because we moved up here. This area is the living room / like game room type area. This one ended up being like a minty green themed color. I really stuck with the colors through this whole thing. I really don't know why either. I just wanted to do something different, so here we are. I'll probably do some build challenges like those at some point where like every room is a different color, but this wasn't supposed to be one of those. I just did it, and that wallpaper, it was a choice. That's for sure. It's there though. She's sticking. I thought about trying to put a whole karaoke machine in that corner, but it won't fit. And then we moved on to indoor activities. Obviously, I contemplated a fish tank for a second, but then I was like, no, this is like a big family home. We're going to put a whole arcade machine in there. And then same curtains and another swatch because they have so many colorful swatches. Then I just put 2 of those little pictures next to each other, and then found some more pets ones. The pictures look pretty like sophisticated compared to the vibes of the room, but it is what it is. Moving on to a laundry room. The color of this room ended up being black. So, you know, it's a black and white laundry room. I don't know why. I think I just liked the swatch of the table the best there. Popped a laundry basket in there. Now that I'm thinking about it, I may have not put any laundry baskets in any of the bedrooms, but those are easy to throw in, so it'll be fine. Put a blue rug in there to kind of tie in some blue from other places in the house, and the plumb bob just because sometimes I like to stick it almost as an Easter egg in every house I build. Now moving on to the master bedroom. This is another kind of like bluey vibe, but a lighter one. And I wanted to put a vanity in here because there was just space for it. So I figured, why not have a whole vanity? There's room for activities. Finding some nice little lamps. Those ones are my favorite. I don't know why. They just are. And then also finding a rug. I really like that one. This room is probably... The upstairs is definitely a little more chill color-wise than the downstairs. The downstairs is very, like, in your face, bright. Like, the curtains I picked for here were just gray. And then trying to find pictures on the wall, I did the typical Pets hack where you just line them up and pick the different swatches. This first room is a kids' room for 2 kids. You could fit a third one in there if you really wanted to. There is a double bed on the bottom. But I put that cute little mirror and then decided to make the color theme of this one pink since everything else was pretty neutral. The color theme doesn't come through too much on anything except the wallpaper in this one, but I did really like that huge, like, mural looking thing, so I put that in here. And then this next room is a much more dark, brooding, like, kids' room. So, you got your bed, your nightstand, your dresser, you know, a nice little mirror over there. And then I decided to make this room more artsy. So there's a little easel in the corner, a nice little abstract looking rug. And then I picked this fun wallpaper that hurts your eyes a little bit, but if you don't look at it for too long, it's kind of okay. Put some posters above the bed and another picture on the wall that we'll delete later because I realized partway through that I didn't put windows in that room at all. But, you know, we fixed that later. On to bathrooms. I picked the colors ahead of time for the bathrooms. They're each a different, like, more pastel color this time. And that really only comes across in the, like, bath mats and walls. So this first one is a nice light blue. I just picked that pretty basic mirror, threw some toilet paper there, blue towels to match, and a blue robe over the bathtub. This is the master bathroom, so I decided to make the tub and bathtub separate. This is where I go in and re-add some windows and get rid of that horse picture and put curtains out in the hallway because I completely forgot that they exist. And also decided to decorate the hallway while I was at it. And by decorate, I mean I slapped a couple paintings on there and called it a day. For the rest of this, they had this green tile shower and the pink one, so they matched the wallpapers, so I used them. And we have your typical towels in there. I threw plants that kind of matched the color scheme and or vibe of the bathrooms in there. So we got the little poof plant and then the other one in there. And then we go in and do the bath mats that also match the walls. Very color coordinated. This is where you can start to see how absolutely atrocious the windows are, and I'm so sorry. Also, trying to roof this thing was kind of the bane of my existence. I was not in a good mood while I was roofing it. I will say that. I was not having a very good time. Trying to figure out how to make it not look absolutely terrible. It looks okay. But, like, on the front, because of where the rooms are on the inside, there's, like, no windows across the front. And, like, if you think I'm gonna change it, you're wrong. Like, it just stays like that. There's just no windows on, like, that most of the front of the house. And I decided to make the outside of the house a very light blue. I think that might be the gray swatch, actually, and the lighting is just making it look blue. But who knows? It's The Sim. You never know what color anything really is. I decided to just go with white fencing around the outside because when you walk into the house, you kind of get punched in the face with color as you walk through it. So the outside is definitely more neutral. Dyed in the yellow a little bit again, though, with some flower boxes on the very horribly placed windows. So with the flower boxes, I'm not sure if those windows are technically functional anymore for the high school years thing of being able to get out of them, but you know, you could remove those if you really wanted to. All of these builds will be up on the gallery too. My ID is Livy2654, and that will also be in the description. For this patio, I didn't have that many ideas. I just wanted a grill, a sitting area, and a hot tub. That's what I wanted to fit, and I fit it all in that back corner. So then we moved on to some cute little garden patches back there. This is where I realized that, oh crap, I had to do the entire outside of the house, and the inside already took me a long time. So there's pretty minimal effort put into the backyard of this house. I was just pulling out like playground equipment and stuff as I found it. I wanted to put this little projector in the backyard though, and have a little seating area. I just pictured like a little kid or toddler party watching a movie in the backyard together. And then I stacked a bunch of these blanket rugs and picked different swatches on top of each other because I feel like it just made sense to me. I thought it looked cute, so I did it. I'm going back to put a trash can and a mailbox, and then also some trees. Not a lot of trees, but a few trees. They look cute. There's not too much going on with the outside of this house. It actually doesn't look great, but that is the finished family home. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.